Hello class, it's Mr. Ng and I wanted to make a video to walk you through your solubility curve data. As you can see, I already have a lot of the data table filled out. Here, I set up column A as our independent variable. Our independent variable is the stuff that we changed. And what we changed was the amount of borax into the test tube. So this has to be our first column. That's just standard procedure when dealing with data. You put your independent column first. And these two columns are going to be our dependent variable. This one, column B, I got from the website of our borax company. Like we bought like 20 mule brand borax. I went to their website and they gave me a theoretical solubility curve for their product. And here, this is the stuff that we got in class. This is the temperatures that we got that were averaged out. There were a few temperatures that were like single temperatures that only one team did, but I didn't trust that data. It's way better to have data that came from several trials. So here, why don't you pause the video now and get this header and this data in. So now that you have your data in, let's format it, meaning I'm going to highlight the whole thing. I'm going to go here and click borders and pick all borders. Good. And then I'm going to highlight this up here to give the headers a nice color. Good. And now, because I set it up with the independent variable first, up here is my independent variable. You don't need to type that. I just want to write that so you know. Because I set it up here, Google's going to do a lot of the math for me, or a lot of the graphing for me. Like it's got algorithms to know that this first column is usually the independent variable. So here, I'm going to highlight this whole bit. And then I'm going to go to this button that says Insert Chart. If this button does not appear, go to Insert, and then go to Chart. And Google is going to choose a chart for me, and usually it does an okay job of it, but this time it chose the wrong kind of chart for me. I don't want a column chart. I want a scatter plot. FYI, every now and then you might click here and then your little column of stuff goes away. You're like, oh my gosh, how do I go back there? Go on your chart, go to these three dots up here and go to Edit Chart, and look, your little menu is back. So here we do want to use a scatter plot, but this is too many sets of data. Let me show you. Let's put this back. Let's go back here, edit chart. So here I have the grams of solutes. I have the temperature 1 and temperature 2, the theoretical temperature and the class temperature. I only want to graph the temperatures. The grams of solute, that's going to be my x-axis. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to remove that. Instead, I'm going to go to the x-axis here and I'm going to select my x-axis, which is the grams of solute. There you go. And now those numbers show up on the bottom here on the x-axis. That looks pretty darn good. I think we're almost finished. Let's expand this out so it looks a little bit better. So now we just need to do some fine-tuning. All the data is there. It looks like pretty good data, but let's mess with our max and mins. Let's mess with our titles. Let's give all of these axes headers. So here, let's deal with the max and min. So I'm going to go to Customize. I'm going to go to my vertical axis, and then I'm going to do my minimum data as 40. And my maximum data, I'm going to put that as, you know what, like I don't like this thing up here, like at 70, it's like half a circle. So why not 75? Okay, that looks way better. And then I'm going to go and I'm going to change these axes titles. To change these axes titles, I go here, and then I'm going to go to chart and axes titles. Did you see how I did that? Like I'm under customize and there's a bunch of little menus. I'm going to go to chart and axes titles. My vertical axis title, this is the temperature in Celsius. Just going to type that in. Good. And down here, this is my XY axis. This is going to be grams. Horizontal, I'm going to go to chart titles. Click here, horizontal axis title. And this guy is my grams of borax. Good. Not grains. Get out of here, grains. Good. And now just the title is kind of funky. If I click on it, it gives me a way to edit, or I could just go straight to chart title here, right? Go here, get rid of all that, and let's just call this our borax solubility curve. Good. Awesome. So the chart doesn't look so bad. You know, the one thing I might add is I might add a trend line. To do that, I'm going to click on the data, right? And then I'm going to go down here. See, I'm under customize again, right? For the chart here, edit chart, not the setup, but the customize. And under your series, under series, go all the way to the bottom, and you could add a trend line. Okay, and you could add the trend line for both. Right? I'm going to click on this sucker, and I want a trend line for you too. And as you can see, the theoretical data and the class data actually has very similar slopes, so your data wasn't bad. The problem was it looks like a lot of us just waited a little bit too long to record that temperature, meaning you might have saw like tiny little flakes of crystal form, but I think you waited a little bit too long until it cooled down too much. Like it looks like we waited a whole 10 degrees before we got that temperature. So you were waiting for like a really cloudy mixture instead of that perfect moment when just a few crystals appear. But there you go. You have a wonderful chart here, and now you could copy and paste this into your lab sheet. How do we do that? Well, a lot of you have been asking that. So here you just go to your three dots here, and you go to copy chart. And once you copy it that way, it should go into your Google Docs pretty easily. Thank you very much for watching, and good luck on your lab write-up.